So let me start this video off by saying this mall is not dead. If it ever seemed like there was nobody there, I went there on a weekday. So let's start on this journey of the Galleria Mall in St. Louis, Missouri. The first mall in St. Louis would be thought of by Stix, Bear & Fuller and would be built to fulfill shopping for St. Louis. The first and only anchor would be a 5-level Stix, Bear & Fuller with junior anchor Walgreens. The beginning of this mall's history is shrouded in mystery, and there is nearly nothing online about this place, so I was really digging for information. Westroads Mall, it would be called. The mall would be constructed as an open-air shopping plaza. Also, if anybody knows out there if the Macy's is 3-level, I have no clue. So maybe in the comments somebody can tell me. In 1957, Crestwood Mall would be constructed, and it would bring new shopping that would negatively affect Westroads Mall. This mall would kind of just run scot-free until the 80s. Skip ahead to the late 60s, and West County Center would open in 1969 with great fanfare. Crestwood Mall and this mall wouldn't really affect Westroads. Through the 70s, this mall still stood kind of quiet as just a kind of an okay mall, not really doing much. As we go into this little pocket of the mall, it is not surprisingly a food court. When I first walked down here, I thought because, oh, St. Louis Bread Company's down here, this is the food court. But it is actually the garden court, which was where the Nordstrom connects up to. And where these fountains beautifully shoot water up into the air. Just look at these geometric skylight things. You just know I had to throw in this banger. They always come as a package deal, so you already know what song's up next. For some reason, I feel like this mall is almost like Crestwood Mall. It's like you go into there, it's one mall with brown tile. Then you walk and you keep walking. It's one with white and black tile. Then you'll keep walking and you'll find a whole nother mall in a whole nother court. It's crazy and very odd. As you walk down into the food court, you'll notice that the numbers don't add up. So there's another floor like on the bottom where there's a cinema, and that part is probably the most dead except the Dillard's area. Like, there's a bunch of closed stores down there. This skylight just ahead really reminds me of Oakview Mall in Omaha, Nebraska. Also, I don't know when the cinema came in. It could have came in the beginning, could have came in later. I have no clue. And yes, North Sea Dog, there is a Cinnabon. Okay, it's enough stalling. It's time to get to when the mall actually got famous, big, and how it looks today. In 1984, Sticks Bear and Fuller got bought out by Dillard's. Dillard's did not want this mall to be owned by them, so they sold it and High Sale picked it up and renamed the mall the Galleria. After High Sale picked it up, they did a major renovation. When they renovated the mall, they demolished most of it except the Dillard's wing and the Walgreens, which I'm not even sure if they demolished it then or a later date. I don't really know what the case is here, but anyway, when the Walgreens moved out, Mark Shale moved in, and they added the 2 stores above them to make a small, I would say, junior anchor, and also the Dillard's expanded a little bit. The mall also became an indoor mall. Speaking of the Dillard's wing, which is the oldest, is the deadest, most quiet part of this mall. I don't know why. They have a lot of stuff over here. They have, a Dillard's, 5 stories of Dillard's, which honestly, I don't think that's gonna stay for the longest time. They have Champs Sporting Goods over here. I don't know why people aren't going over there. They just have a lot of places, and it's just kind of empty over here. Look at the must on these. They probably haven't been cleaned for a really long time. Considering how old the mall is, these might even be original, which is honestly just kind of sad. Also, shout out to there being 2 Auntie Anne's at this mall. You don't need 2 Auntie Anne's, but I mean, I'll take a pretzel any day. These little water things. I saw another one of these earlier. They're kind of weird. I don't know why they're even here, but they're pretty, I guess. The mall was expanded for a 3rd time in 1991 when the famous bar moved into the West End after moving from one of their Clayton stores. And a Lord & Taylor luxury store moved into the South End. In 1997, the first Build-A-Bear location would open at the Galleria Mall. The Galleria would also have the second Apple location, being a mini store, and Urban Outfitters would also open. On October 8th of 2002, a cheesecake factory would open up in the Galleria. And in 2003, General Growth would buy the mall from High Sale for an unknown amount of money. The Dillard's upper wing is also pretty empty too. In April of 2007, the Galleria Mall made a rule that you could not go to the mall if you did not have somebody over 21 and you were a minor. After 2 teens were reported to shoplift, which would definitely not help out the mall's image. And also around that time, the Metro link connected to a nearby area near the mall, which would not help it out. Also, sometime around this time, the Lord & Taylor would close their store after only 15 years at this mall. In late 2007, Nordstrom would plan to open one of their stores in the mall, but as 2008 hit and the recession was at full swing, Nordstrom delayed the opening of their store. Famous bar company would be bought out by the Mays Corporation, which owns Macy's, and that store would be turned into a Macy's in 2006, the mall's second anchor name change. Mark Trail, in the heat of bankruptcy, would close their store in 2008, being replaced by a bar and a comedy club. And Nordstrom would delay their store again to 2011, when it would finally open. Sorry to ruin the mood, but in 2017, after a white officer killed the black Anthony Lamar Smith, the mall was the site for protests, tempting tenants to move. In 2018, Brookfield Properties acquired the mall from General Growth. As we travel to the dead lower level of the food court, you will see that the elevator does not work for some reason. They should probably get this fixed, but it just would not work. I'm gonna have to tone it down again, as in 2018, a man was stabbed by another man, and in 2020, an already horrible year, somebody was shot and killed in the mall. Another one was wounded. This is a horrible look for the mall, and it's probably why you see those scattered, empty tenants around. And maybe even why this bottom level is so dead, but... for this mall is. Will it keep thriving, or will the crime finally catch up to it? Tell me in the comments down below.